Hey guys, so it's time to check out here the Lumia 650 performance against its predecessor, the Lumia 640. 640 can be had for very cheap nowadays, so I wanted to see if it's worthwhile to upgrade to the new premium 650. We're going to check out the speed and camera performance of each device, both of them running Windows 10, their latest builds. And I gotta say, the build quality of the 650 is very promising. You know, massive step up from the 640, but I think from certain places the 640 is dirt cheap. Like I've seen it, you know, like really cheap, as in they're giving it away cheap at certain places. And the boot up looks very similar here. So 640 does boot up that little bit faster there, which is nice. I did see that. The display though on the 650 is a massive improvement because of that OLED technology, as you can see. But the 640 in itself does have a very nice display, nevertheless. So we just see everything here. Everything is closed down. And we can just open up some apps here, day-to-day stuff, see how they respond. So we're getting Snapdragon 212 here versus 400, and I think benchmarks putting them about the same, maybe the 212 a little bit faster when it comes to the some of the benchmark, like the raw benchmarks, but does it matter in day-to-day performance? That is the real question. So let's try that one again. That was a fair bit quicker on the 650 SMS. 640, so very back and forth so far. A little bit faster here, I think, again, 650 now. Camera, 640 here. Wow, this is just like one and then the other. eBay, .640 again. So you can see straight away here the 640 is keeping up with the new device here, which is not really what you would expect. You would expect improvement, really. We can have a look at Groove Music. So we got a bit of a pop-up here, but you can see very fast on the 640. And I think we have the store. So big delay here on the 640, and the 650 kind of did that nice and fast. So very mixed when it comes to your day-to-day kind of apps here, indeed. Let's see the game performance. So neither of these speed demons. Wow. This must be like the slowest load I've ever seen on a game. It's like they've both died. Hello? Oh, 640 for the win. Wow. Isn't that nice? And then, wow, that is a slow load. Let's see if we can start a game. I'll probably compare the gaming in a separate video, so this one doesn't go on too long, but you can see straight away here the 640 seems to be dominant when it comes to the game performance, which is nice. So let's see the Wi-Fi speed here, internet speed test, and we can ascertain if there's been any improvement there. Okie dokie, yes. So we are on the same like platform, you can trust me, the same Wi-Fi speed, which I think is 2G compliant to the Wi-Fi, 2 gigs frequency, and that kind of shows with the performance there. You can see very mid-acure, decent but mid-acure at the same time, but still better than the 640, which is like what we want to see, you know, some improvement. So that is good, but the 640 very good for the upload, which is interesting. So let's just open up some web pages, see how they handle this, and let's go to Google. Go. I'm not keen on Bing still. Let's try Tech Radar. And go. So I don't know if it actually responded then. Let's try that again. Go. Aha, so I think the 650 a little bit faster here loading this page, which is good. Let's try another one. GSM Arena. GSM Arena. Go. Now the 640. Go. So you can see very similar here. Even the 640 probably was a bit faster there going into stuff. One more. This is the decider. Phone Arena. Go. .640 loaded the pictures here a little bit faster, so yeah, you know, that is very interesting. You can see the 640 does actually keep up with the 650. I definitely think Microsoft should have put a Snapdragon 410 in the 650 just to give it, you know, a little bit of a boost here in terms of the performance, and both of them don't seem to be wanting to do anything now. Hello. Maybe this is just the Edge browser. So the 640 has loaded the link, and the 650 you can see a little bit behind here than the 640, so I'm going to give it to the 640 there. Very nice performance indeed. We can just round off now with a quick multitasking test, see how they both handle this. So I think both of them are playing with 1 gigs of RAM here. You can see the 640 seems to be a bit smoother going into the multitasking. I do notice some lags with the 650, and when I was taking the photo comparison, it did actually reboot on me once, which was very weird. But you can see they still have this issue where if you're crippled with the RAM, it doesn't keep many things in memory. Like if you've only got like 1 gig of RAM, you can see it's closed down pretty much everything. But the things that you do go back into, it is quite similar here. But I definitely think Microsoft could improve the RAM management when it comes to Windows Phone 10, if that's what they're calling it. Let's try the game. Do we have the game still? So both of them kept that in memory, very good. But you know, it's still very mixed performance here if you ask me when it comes to the day-to-day performance. No reason, you know, to rush out and upgrade really, unless you want the nice build quality obviously. And you can have a look at the camera comparison I did do now. So you know, we want to see how the cameras compare. I think they're using similar technology, 8 megapixel in both of them, and I've always been quite impressed with the camera on the 640. I felt that it punches above its weight really, even though it's like a budget phone. So you can see we do have the different displays here, which do make them look a little bit different. But generally, you know, I've seen that the pictures coming out of the 650, very nice, typical Lumia performance. You know, very solid, nice colours, nice bokeh, like close range. So you're not going to be disappointed, I don't think, when it comes to camera quality. But then again, it doesn't seem like a massive step up from the 640, which in itself takes fantastic photos. You can have a look at some of the shots I did take in good light, and you can see for yourself. In fact, some of the ones on the 640 probably looked a little bit more realistic. Whether or not that was like the capture living images or some sort of setting, you know, which changes it, adds the finishing touches, I noticed. Maybe that was because of that, but very nice camera performance nevertheless. You know, in terms of the bad light, I actually noticed the 640 seemed to do it a little bit better still. It seemed to like minimize the grain a little bit more. But the actual stills, you know, I'm happy with them in good daylight. I think generally though, if you've got a 640, you might want to stick with that and wait for the 660 or something like that, unless you do want like the premium build quality, as well as the AMOLED display, which is far superior in my opinion. But other than that, the actual performance leaves a little bit to be desired, to be honest. So yeah, just a quick little comparison here. Hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.